in League 2 as we enter match day number 42. Who am I talking about? Well, I'll show you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match day number 42, that's right, in the League 2, that's right. We'll get to it in a second. Of course, if you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe and you want some shot for League 2 right here under Warooski. That's right. Bradford City currently top the charts on goal difference ahead of Darren Moore's Port Vale. What's happened to Walsall? Well, I'll show you in a second. Of course, big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. Of course, we're going to look at back, of course, the last round of games, look forward to this weekend's action, and of course, bring it back up to date with the prediction league. It's been a long time coming, folks, so sit tight, hold on, we're going to get into it. Alrighty then, folks, let's turn the clock back to this past week and have a look at what we're talking about. We're talking about this, that's right, and it is, of course, the results, which did see Doncaster pick up a 2-0 win over Cheltenham. I went with a 2-1 win, ain't too shabby on my eyes. Meanwhile, Walsall did lose, they did lose to Port Vale 3-2, 5-goal Bobby Dazzler. I did go with a draw. Tranmere put 4 past local rivals Chesterfield, 4-0 win there. I went the other way. Wimbledon with a 1-0 win over Harrogate. I went with a 2-0 win. Bradford did beat Crewe 2-0. I went with a 3-1. Bromley put 4 past Accrington. I went with a 1-0 win. Carlisle with a 3-2 lastminute.com winners, I think, in the game against Newport County. I won the 2-0 win. Colchester with a 1-0 win over Notts County. Big win for them in the race for playoffs. Swindon Town with a 4-0 win over Fleetwood. I went with the draw. Grimsby did beat Morecambe 3-1, who now look destined to go down. Barrow with a massive win over MK Dons, and Salford and Gillingham 2-2 on the night. So that's that. Current table as it stands, of course, it is Bradford City clear at the moment on goal difference with Port Vale in second, but Walsall down into third. They could actually be in the playoffs at the end of this coming match week. So it all looks like it's falling apart for Matt Sadler's Walsall. Meanwhile, Doncaster, Wimbledon, Notts County and Grimsby currently occupy those playoffs, with Colchester, Crewe now looking to look a little bit further afield, of course, and going down. Here's Carlisle, here's Morecambe still. Stanley now well and truly in that race to avoid the drop. Tranmere starting to pull clear. It is time to bring you back up to date with the Prediction League, and of course on the screen right about now is, of course, the results of the past few weeks. They're on the screen right about now. Take a look at it, of course, and enjoy that. Of course, it's been a long time coming, and the revamped leaderboard looks a little bit like this, as you see it at the top of the graphic there. The likely faces, Frosty, Hinterland, all competing for top honours over in League 2. So that is that. Bring you banged up to date. So no more moaning, no more complaining. But of course, if you do still want to get involved, this is the link with the League 2. So we're going to jump in the deep end now and have a look at the next round of games, and these are those. It is a couple of catch-up games this week, which could shape or break the look of the table. On Tuesday, actually, it's only the one game, looks like. On Tuesday, Chesterfield will take on Gillingham in League 2 in the one-on-one catch-up game. And if that was to happen right now, of course, what would I do? The bookies are backing Chesterfield for the victory. Gillingham and the Gareth Ainsworth. I think that would be a draw, if I'm honest with you, because Gillingham are been draw specialists at the moment under the new coach, Gareth Ainsworth. So I probably would go with a 1-1 draw, which really probably puts Chesterfield to bed in their race for the playoffs. But let's take a look at the games that come at you this coming week, all kicking off on Thursday, the 10th of April. It is Crewe, it is Cheltenham. Of course, it is must-win territory now for Crewe if they are going to get back into the playoff races. Up against the Cheltenham side, who are down into 16th in the table. 4 defeats on the spin for them. They have played Crewe 28 times since 2002. 11 wins for Crewe, 10 wins for Cheltenham, and there's been 7 draws between the two sides. Crewe currently are in 9th, 61 points, just 1 win in the last 6 matches. And last time they played at this very venue was a 1-1 draw way back in August 2021. That was, of course, in League 1. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture this season was a 2-1 win for Cheltenham at Cheltenham back on Boxing Day. Crewe, though, on the back of that 2-0 loss to Bradford. Cheltenham also on the back of that 2-0 loss to Doncaster, and they haven't scored a goal in the last 4 matches. Grim times for Cheltenham, so this is a good time or good game for Crewe to get back to winning ways. They are expected to win according to the bookies. I've gone with the 1-0 win as well for Crewe. On the night, let's go over to Friday. It is Notts County, it is Salford. Again, two sides still trying to get into the playoffs. Of course, Notts County are in the playoffs at 6th. Salford on the outside, looking in their 11th right now. 58 points for the campaign. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Notts County, though, is 6th. 68 points, just 1 defeat in the last 4. They played Salford 4 times since 2015. 1 win for Notts County, 3 wins for Salford. There's been 0 draws between these two sides. Last time around, of course, over at this very venue, was a 2-1 win for Salford back in March 2024. The reverse fixture also a win for Salford back in December this campaign. Salford, though, on the back of 2 successive draws, drawing away to Barrow and then the home draw against Gillingham. Notts County, though, on the back of that 1-0 surprise loss to Colchester. The odds right here right now, looking at it, Notts County expected to win here. Salford are the underdogs. I'm going with the 2-1 win as well, which keeps Notts County in the mixer there. Let's hop on over to Saturday. Early kickoff, it's Doncaster, it's Wimbledon. This one's spicy. Of course, Doncaster are in 4th right now, up against Wimbledon, who are in 5th. Johnny Jackson's boys coming at you with 50% form for them at the moment. 1-2, lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. Up against Grant McCann's boys on 58% form, unbeaten in the last 5, drawing 3 of that last 5. Now, these two clubs have played 16 times since 2017. 5 wins Doncaster, 6 wins Wimbledon. There's been 5 draws between the two sides. Last time around, of course, over at this very venue, the Keep Motor was a 1-0 win for Doncaster back in February 2024. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win also for Wimbledon, though, this time back in December 2024. In fact, the last 4 matches at both home and away here have ended up with victories for the home side. So if that trend was to continue, we should be celebrating a Doncaster win. And speaking of Doncaster wins, they are coming into this on the back of a 2-0 win over Cheltenham. Wimbledon also on the back of that 1-0 win over Harrogate. Bookies odds on this one, they'll go with Doncaster, but only just. It is tight. Could be a draw. I'm going with the 2-0 win, though, for the hosts on this one. Let's get into it then, shall we? Swindon Town up against Bradford City, coming at Swindon. Ian Holloway's boys are 14th for the table, 54 points for the season, back-to-back wins for them. Up against Bradford under Graham Alexandra, who are top of the pops right now, just 1 defeat in the last 4 now. They played 29 times since 1996. 11 wins Swindon, 10 wins Bradford, 8 draws between the two sides. Coming at you last time around at this very venue was a 2-0 win for Swindon back in January 2024. The reverse fixture at Vale Parade was a 1-0 win for Bradford. Just like the previous match in this list here, the last 4 matches have all resulted in a home win for the side there. So if that was to continue, it would be a Swindon win here. Speaking of Swindon wins, they're also on the back of that 4-0 win over Fleetwood, and Bradford also picking up a 2-0 win over Crewe. Bookies odds on this one, find it tight. They go with Bradford, who are table toppers at the moment. I'm going with a 2-0 win. Surprise, surprise, for Swindon Town. That's right. Accrington Stanley against Tranmere. Northwest Crunch Clash coming at you over in Accrington. That's right. John Doolan's boys are 22nd in the table, 42 points for the season. They are winless in the last 5, but back-to-back defeats. Up against Tranmere under Andrew Crosby, still just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're 21st with 43 points. Now, they played 18 times since 2008. 3 wins Stanley, 12 wins Tranmere. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue was a 4-1 win for Stanley back in April 2024. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Stanley at Tranmere back in Feb. They also played each other twice. This will be the 4th time they played actually this season. The previous 3, though, have all been in Tranmere. They resulted in a 3-0 win for Tranmere over Accrington in the EFL Cup first round way back in August. Also in the EFL Trophy Northern resulted in a 2-1 win for Tranmere. Of course, the only time they played in the league, it was a 1-0 win for Stanley at Tranmere as well. So this will be the 4th time. So familiar foes. Tranmere on the back of that 4-0 win over Chesterfield. Stanley on the back of a 4-0 loss to Bromley. It is down the nether regions of the table, and it looks like Tranmere have just got the edge according to the bookies. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. Point apiece on this one. Barrow up against Walsall. Coming at you over at Barrow, Andrew Wing's boys are 15th for the table, 52 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Walsall under Matt Sadler, they are winless. In the last 9 matches, they are sitting 3rd right now, 72 points for the season. They played Barrow 9 times since 2020. 4 wins for the host, 1 win for the visitors, and there's been 4 draws. Last time around at Barrow was a 2-0 win for Barrow back in November 2023. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Walsall at the Bescott back in December. Walsall on the back of the 3-2 thriller against Port Vale. Again, the last victory, goodness gracious me, was a 2-0 win over Morecambe way back in February 2025. Barrow, though, on the back of that 3-0 win away to MK Dons. The last home match, though, was a draw against Salford. The odds on this one, also expected to win, but not me. I think Barrow will get the edge when you look at the form book. 1-0 winners, Barrow on the night. That's right. Chesterfield up against Fleetwood Town. Coming at Chesterfield, Paul Cook's boys are 10th. 1 defeat in the last 6. Of course, taking on Gillingham this week. Up against Fleetwood Town under Pete Wild. They are 13th for the table, 56 points for the season. Just 1 defeat in the last 4. Now, they played 14 times since 2012. 5 wins Chesterfield, 6 wins Fleetwood, 3 draws between the two sides. Now, the last time they played at Chesterfield in the league, it was a 1-0 win for Fleetwood way back in October 2016. That was in League 1. The reverse fixture this season, 2-0 winners it was for Fleetwood at Highbury back in December. Fleetwood, though, on the back of that 4-0 loss to Swindon. Chesterfield also on the back of that 4-0 loss to Tranmere. Both sides looking to respond and fast. Bookies, what have they got here? They think it's got quite tight according to the bookies. days. Chesterfield have the edge. 2-1 win, so am I. Yeah, that's right, backing the hosts on this one. Next up, Gillingham take on MK Dons. Good week, or big week it is for Gillingham, potentially to get some points on the board. Gareth Ainsworth's boys are 18th right now, 46 points for the season. They've drawn 5 on the spin. Up against MK Dons, Ben Gladwin still there at the helm, the ex-Rover. 3 defeats on the spin. They sit 19th right now, 46 points for the season. Now, they played Gillingham 29 times since the year 2000. 12 wins Gillingham, 11 wins MK Dons. There's been 6 draws. Last time around, of course, over at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Gillingham way back in October 2023. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for the Gills at MK Dons back in December. Like I said, Gillingham on the back of 5 successive draws, including a 2-2 last time around. MK Dons on the back of that 3-0 loss to Barrow. Back-to-back 3-0 losses there. So they have scoreless in the last 2. The odds for this one, Gillingham just got the edge on this one, but it could be a draw. I'm going with a 1-0 win. Gillingham to get the first W with GA at the helm. Morecambe must-win territory up against Gillingham, of course. As the 2 bottom clubs duke it out. Derek Adams' boys are 23rd with 36 points for the season. Just 1 defeat in the last 3 up against Mark Hughes' Carlisle. 42% form for them as well. Just 1 win in the last 4. They are 24th with 34 points. Now, they played 28 times since 2004. 6 wins Morecambe, 12 wins Carlisle. There's been 10 draws between the 2 sides. Last time around, over at Morecambe, it was in the league. It was a 3-1 win for Morecambe way back in March 2021. The reverse fixture this season at Carlisle was a 1-0 win for Morecambe in the league. Now, of course, they played another match. This will be their 3rd match they played together this season. The first one was, in fact, an EFL League trophy match, Northern. It was a 2-1 win for Carlisle at Morecambe way back in November. So this will be the 3rd match, 2nd in the league, of course. But coming into this, Morecambe on the back of that 3-1 loss to Grimsby. Carlisle on the back of that 3-2 win over Newport County. The odds on this one, they go with Morecambe, but only just. It could be a coin flip. I've gone with a 2-0 win Morecambe over Mark Hughes' Carlisle. Into the final 3, Harrogate Town up against Grimsby. Coming at you over at Harrogate. Of course, Simon Weaver's boys are 20th right now, 45 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 4 up against Grimsby under David Artell, just 1 defeat in the last 4. They sit 7th, their last playoff spot with 65 points. They played Harrogate 9 times since 2015, 5 wins for the host, 3 wins for the visitors. There's been just the 1 draw. Last time around at this very venue was a 1-0 win for Harrogate way back in April 2024. The reverse fixture, a 2-1 win for Grimsby back in Boxing Day this campaign. The away side's only won once, and the last 6, that's when Harrogate beat Grimsby at Grimsby way back in December 2023. The hosts, though, on the back of that 1-0 loss to Wimbledon, Grimsby with a 3-1 win over Morecambe. And on this one, they're expected to win are Grimsby, but Harrogate could cause an upset. I think I've gone with a away win, 2-1 win for Grimsby to maintain that top 7 push at the expense of the chasing pack. Newport County against Colchester over in Wales. Nelson Jardin's boys are 17th right now, just 1 win in the last 6 up against Colchester under Danny Cowley. That's right, just 1 win in the last 4. They played each other 17 times since 2016. 6 wins apiece and 5 draws. That's right. Colchester, though, are sitting in 8th with 62 points up against Newport County, who are down in 17th with 47. Now, the last time they played in Wales, it was a 2-1 win for Newport back in October 2023. This season, it was a 0-0 draw over at Colchester back in December. Newport, though, 3-2 lost to Carlisle most recently. Colchester on the back of that 1-0 win over high-flying Notts County. Bookies odds, they'll go with Colchester. They're expected to win. I'm going with the win as well. Just a 1-0 win, just enough to keep their dream alive. And then finally, it is Port Vale, it is Bromley. It's coming at Vale Park. Darren Moy's boys are 2nd with just 1 defeat in the last 6. They've won 5 of their last 6 up against Bromley. Just 1 win in the last 6. They, of course, sitting in 12th with 56 points. They played each other just the 1 time. It was earlier in the campaign. It was a 0-0 draw at Bromley. Bromley, though, on the back of that 4-0 win over Stanley. Port Vale on the back of that 3-2 win over Walsall. They've beaten their heavyweight rivals back-to-back have Port Vale. Both 2-0 winners over Bradford, 3-2 winners over Walsall. Can they now complete, well, can they get another one over Bromley? The odds on this one, they do expect Port Vale to get the W. I do too. 2-1 winners in the end on the night to, of course, cement themselves in the top 3. And this is what the table will look like. It'll still be as you were. Actually, it won't be as you were. It'll be Port Vale and Bradford in the top 3. Doncaster come into it, also go out of it. But the race for promotion is still a hot tub bloody trot. That's right. Colchester still trying to get back into the top 7 there. And going down, it's Carlisle and Morecambe with just 4 points separating Morecambe and Stanley. That's, of course, that. Be sure to give your thoughts and opinions down below and also get your predictions in as we look forward to the next round of games. That's it, guys. Until then, subscribe, smash a like. We'll catch you later very, very soon. But until then, we're done.